fellow students, good morning and thank you for coming. Our topic today, as the professor said, is about the lost art of face-to-face communication. My name is Rahman Ufai.
I'm John Brewer.
I'm Quinn Gardner.
I'm Tim Tarantu.
So I ask, what is communication? Communication can be defined as the process of creating a shared meaning. When people agree about something they are communicating. This art of communication is a constant challenge in the sense that each of us brings a unique statement in this sort of communication. For instance, when we speak, when we listen, we don't exchange meanings. We rather exchange symbols, words, and gestures. When we communicate, we express ourselves in several ways to others, depending on the situation. We behave differently when a football field, in a soccer game, in a conference like this, our game, but we do communicate. When I look at my stuff, I can communicate with you. It's a different way of communication. That's how we live. However, our symbols are open to interpretation, which means that communication is always flawed to some extent. How can we be sure that the message we send from this end is the same message we receive on that end? I'm sure you teachers can think about that when you're teaching us every day. So yes, there's a constant challenge in our relationship. This is why the lost art of face-to-face communication will be practiced. Because it's an important concept that shapes our life experiences before the birth of modern technology. Communication, as we know, brings our life into being. We do appreciate the progress of continuous technology, but we owe to ourselves to keep face-to-face communication alive and forever. Remember the time when we have no choice but to walk to school to see a teacher or to work, to pay bills in person. And he guaranteed that it's been done. Nobody's going to tell you because of the mail. At this point, again, I want to thank you for honoring us with your presence. And it's my pleasure and my honor to introduce to you my colleague who will be giving you more details as we go on. And I promise by the end of the day to share this information with you on this topic. Now I introduce to you the one and only Ms. Gaszak.
Hi, I'm going to talk to you about face-to-face communication in the workplace. So this is a video to get you started and introduced to it.
I just read this study that suggested that 50% of all email messages, 50%, that's almost half, of all email messages have a tonal issue. In other words, the person receiving email on the other end isn't quite sure how to read the tone that the sender intended to send. 50%! A great reminder that if you're going to be more inspiring, if we're all going to be more inspiring, more effective, and efficient with our communication, we have to recognize the importance of face-to-face communication. We have to take time for the small talk to build trust. We have to take time to get up from our desks and walk down the hallway and talk to Joe rather than sending him an email. I worked in a workplace once where my boss would send me an email, walk over 30 feet from where his desk was, and ask me if I received the email. How insane is that? So let's make sure we are investing in face-to-face communication. Let's make sure we're creating meetings with no distractions. Let's make sure we're creating conversation cafes where people can get into issues at work in a serious, meaningful way where there's real dialogue. Let's create an hour technology-free zone a day to force everybody to connect at a more human, personal level.
mad and then your work doesn't get done, or they don't want to respond to you because they didn't like how you sent the message. That can be easily fixable by just going over it and talking to them instead. Create meetings and tech-free time. That's something that you don't really think about. Since we're all constantly on our phone, you can be way more productive without it if you're just generating ideas and constantly talking to the people that are surrounding you and at work and your colleagues. So I read an article. You could go back one. Yeah. So I read an article about a man. He decided to put he worked in an office in a cubicle, a bunch of people. He decided to put his phone down for a week, every day when he got to work, and see what changes were made. So he did that, and he found that he practiced his soft skills, which soft skills are kind of like an attribute that you should be born with, to be able to communicate effectively and talk to the people that you're surrounded with. But because of technology that has been taken away, and people actually have to practice that, they have to interact with people in order to get comfortable. So having soft skill practice in the workplace is very important. And he found that he was practicing that without even trying. He left a better impression on his coworkers, on his bosses. He was more personable with them. He wasn't always worried about his emails going off or his messages or what he was missing. There was no miscommunication, he said. Yeah, like nothing got like misinterpreted. Like I said, the tonal thing, that happens a lot. And face-to-face chatting is quicker, believe it or not. People think that it's easier if you just send a message, but it's actually easier to dance around the subject or make a final decision if you have an email. If you send me an email and I didn't really want to respond, or I wanted to change something about it, it's easier for me to ignore you in technology than it is for me to ignore you if I'm talking to you in your face. It's more business-like, it's more professional when you're going over to someone, you're asking questions, and you get more coworker interaction. You get to actually meet people around you, maybe enjoy work, not go to work and just do your job and then leave. So the importance of face-to-face communication at work, like I said, as the speed of communication, as the speed of technology increases, communication is constantly decreasing, face-to-face communication. There was a survey that I read, a CFO or a CEO was interviewing a bunch of other CEOs and asked them how they could improve their productivity when they're at work. And what he said was if 75%, I think he said, 67, put their phones down while they're actually interacting in a meeting or talking about generating new ideas and this and that, then they would be more successful. They said that once you leave a meeting, all the ideas kind of leave your head and you think about other stuff, you have so much else going on that if you're just focused for that hour or 30 minutes that you're in a meeting, their business would be way more productive. Some people think that technology, like I mentioned, is an easy way out because you can ignore someone's messages, you can just act like you didn't get it. Face-to-face communication builds relationship foundation. I personally would rather meet you in person and get a feel for you. It's hard to do that for technology. When you're doing that in the workplace, you leave a good impression on someone that you may not even know is important. And yeah, like I said, it delays decision making, emailing, messaging.
Today I'm going to talk about body language. Body language is the process of communicating non-verbally through conscious or unconscious gestures and movements. Why is this important? Body language helps build trust and empathy. Through body language, you have the opportunity to create a strong bond with an individual. This is good for any healthy relationship. You are also able to align one's words with their actions. It's also more personal. Not only are you able to feel appreciated, but also in person, your face-to-face communication will also feel appreciated. He or she also feels acknowledged, which is good in any conversation, because everybody wants to feel wanted. And it's also great for a healthy school environment, work environment, or home environment. The benefits of body language: it's easier to read and understand someone and their perspectives. Face-to-face communication, there's less of a chance of a misunderstanding. The ability of showing and expressing is also shown in body language. Emotions are contagious. If you're in a positive mood, if I'm in a positive mood and I'm up here speaking in a positive mood, the mood will spread throughout the room and everyone will be positive. It's also easy to focus and lock in on the individual when you're face-to-face. It's less distracting. The different types of body language, you have verbal communication, movement of body parts, and facial expressions. Also, eye contact shows that you're interested in actually listening. Active listening is a way of listening and responding to a person that improves mutual understanding. It is direct and an instant form of communication, and it cannot be done outside of face-to-face communication. One of the biggest communication problems of today is people are listening to reply rather than listening to hear. Don't fall victim to that trend.
All right. Good morning. Thank you for coming in. I'm just going to drive home some of the points that my colleagues have brought up. Before I want to go back to the first presentation, if you looked at the results of their survey, only 8% of you said that you prefer face-to-face communication with your professor. So that really truly shows how lost the art of communication face-to-face is. Also, with face-to-face communication, only about 8% of the communication is verbal. The rest of it's visual or tone. If your tone is different or I'm doing something visually, that will mainly distract you from my words. And being an accountant, I love to look at the numbers of things opposed to just reading words all day. But I want to talk to you about a few of the core things that come from our lack of face-to-face communication skills. One of those would be our negotiation skills. Many of us in here are millennials, almost the majority of us are. Millennials last year, when negotiating for their jobs, only 38% of them negotiated their salary when they were getting a job. The rest of them either didn't negotiate at all because they were scared they would lose a job, they don't like confrontation, or they weren't comfortable with their boss. So having better face-to-face communication skills can help you feel more comfortable negotiating. Not many people in here are probably talking about money or just walking up to a stranger and asking about their salary. It's not a comfortable situation talking about money. But us as millennials, we need to learn to communicate better effectively and have collaborative negotiation skills. Collaborative negotiation skills are where you and the person you are talking to want to work together to have a positive outcome for both of you, and you really work towards that outcome by building trust in that person. Having face-to-face communication skills really drives home trust. Someone can send you an email saying, hey, you want to go to lunch? Yeah, no problem. I'll reply in an hour or two, or I won't reply at all. I don't want to go hang out with that person. That's fine. But if I walk up to you and say, hey, would you like to grab lunch sometime? That would mean a lot to me. The odds are you're going to reply right then and say, yeah, sure, let's go to lunch. Or, no, I'm not going to go to lunch with you. But it takes out the lag time of technological communication that many people don't realize. And also, you want to know your audience. America, a lot of us, we're just about the dollars. We don't care about the communication or about the person on the other side of the phone or the other side of the desk. It's just, let's get the deal done. I want to make as much money as possible. But if I'm going over to Japan to negotiate a manufacturing contract, I want to go out and in their culture, they like to have a personal communication and personal relationship with the people they're working with. So if you just go over there and try and shake hands immediately and get the deal done, you're going to walk away with no deal because they don't care about just making it done. They want to have a relationship with you. So you really need to know your audience. And then another problem I really found when looking up the biggest issues with face-to-face communication is sarcasm. No matter how good our technology is or how advanced it becomes, sarcasm cannot be effectively communicated over technology. If you go to the next slide. Like this says, I wish sarcasm was found. Because how many times has someone sent an email with a sarcastic tone to it and the receiver just, they didn't get the tone. You had to explain, oh, I'm joking, or the reply, you know. And when looking up this, I wanted to find the worst story I could find of sarcasm gone wrong in the first workplace. And I found a story of a man who was in a fantasy football league with his boss and several other colleagues of his. And the week before, he got beaten very badly by his boss. And jokingly, he sent his boss an email that said, I quit. And his boss, not being like great friends with him, didn't realize the sarcasm in his email and actually thought he quit his job. And this man lost a six-figure job because his boss did not realize that he was being sarcastic by talking about him quitting. So that's somewhere where face-to-face communication, having a good relationship with that person would have probably helped this man. As if they were good friends, he would have known, hey, he's probably kidding about quitting his job. But Sadly, we did not realize it, and he walked away and said, "Now it's 6 years come down." And that pretty much wraps up our presentation. We would like to thank you all for coming out again, and I hope that you can all learn to talk more with face-to-face communication opposed to just texting someone today.
Thank you.